part three, we're taking a look at how to operate some of the more nuanced things. So let's take a look at the TV first. You'll notice that the TV uses a standard 110 volt outlet, just like at home. So if you want to use anything that plugs into a 110 volt outlet, you're gonna have to have the inverter on, because this is an RV, it's not plugged into the electrical grid, so we're using DC car batteries to power everything. So what we need to do is go back to mission control for a second, and right over here, this is our inverter. So the inverter takes the DC battery power and converts it over to AC. So we're gonna press that green button and wait for it to give us a reading. And you'll see right away that this red button on the TV is on. That means it is doing its job. So if it's still during COVID times, I don't provide a remote control. That way my cleaner can come in and wash all this. But you have all the same components that you would have on a remote control right here. Go ahead and press the power button, close that up. And really, on an RV trip, you're pretty much only going to be watching DVDs maybe, or if your kids want to bring in something that has an HDMI, like a gaming console, or if you want to bring in your own DVD player that connects to Netflix and the RV park you're staying at has Wi-Fi, you can go ahead and plug that in right there. So again, I told you in part one that if you wanted to watch a DVD, you just plug your DVD straight into that entertainment system, and the TV is going. The important part here is about the inverter. So, right now I have the RV on, and that's why the battery is so high on the voltage. 14.1 and 2 volts is what we're getting. Now, if I were to turn the RV off, you wouldn't get that high of a reading. So when the RV is turned off, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're watching this inverter carefully. The only time you should use the inverter is when you're actually using electric power and you need something plugged in. So if you're done watching TV, you're done brushing your teeth, you're done using the coffee maker, go ahead and turn that off. Otherwise, it's going to be draining the battery even when you're not using it. Since we're right here, people ask, well, what's this guy here? This is the propane emergency shutoff valve. So if, God forbid, something happened in the kitchen where there's a fire, you go ahead and press that and turns everything off. This is only for freezing temperatures. So if you're up in the mountains and it's going below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, we would turn that on overnight just to make sure the water pipes don't freeze. Moving right back over here, this is our mission control. As you can see, we have water pump, water heat electric, and water heat propane. These are all just different ways that you can heat your water and get water going through the system. So I can press pump and that turns on the water. I can turn on water heat electric, and that takes about 2 or 3 hours to heat up the tanks so that you have hot water. So I always tell people, go ahead and turn that on while you're driving, because it's the most efficient way to heat the water. And then if you need heat right away, we're gonna go ahead and press heater propane. Levels, this is how you check your waste tanks. So when you pick up, that's what it should look like. Empty, empty, empty. The reason why I don't fill water is because that's just extra weight. And this RV is great with gas mileage, but not whenever it's got a full tank of water in it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is go fill up some water either at home or at the campsite when you get there. Your propane is full. Black waste is empty and gray waste is empty. And just in case you didn't know, gray waste is going to be from the sinks and black waste is going to be from the toilet. So that's part 3.